How you going? I'm Benno. This is the shed, working on the 80 series again. So I do have some parts arrived. I've got the axle flanges and I've got one new berth so far. It looks pretty right. It's nice and tight. Doesn't look too bad. It's not as pretty as what you might expect from an OEM part, but it should do the job. I did say in the last episode that I was thinking of just reusing the old berth joints. They are not in the greatest of condition. I thought about it, and that was a bad idea. And as you probably saw, that berth wasn't in great condition. I've pulled the berth off the driver's side so far, which I could not get apart. I took to it with an angle grinder, and basically I just started cutting the basket apart. It just simply would not come apart. There was so much crap underneath the groove where the split ring sits that it would not compress. I'm glad I did, because there is actually some burring on the teeth on the axle where the split ring was just bashing up against it. It should have come apart, it didn't. So I've got this berth weld sitting up here upside down at the moment because I was just cleaning it out, but it's full of degreaser at the moment, but it's really, it's either binding or it's making horrible noises, so I'm going to replace that berth as well. This is how they're supposed to come apart. Basically, I've got my tube. I've got that onto the ground, just on a piece of old material they use for something else. So we slip it in, and the idea is that it will separate. Quite frankly, I don't think it's going to work, so I'm probably going to have to cut this one off with the angle grinder as well. Yep, that's going to come. Convenient little groove. It's hot, 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 hot. I'll do that a few times. That's it. Hot, hot, hot. Right, so all of that is to get to this split ring here, this clip, and yeah, it's not particularly tight in its place. It's been overstretched by the looks of it. That'd be a good reason for it not to want to come out. Well, no, it's not going to just slide off. Damn you. I need to get this off. I'll just go back to the original method, which is literally smack it. There we go. One more. One more. There we go. You started to see some of that grease coming up through the bearings here. There we go. And the next step, I'll slide that on a little bit. Come on, get on there. Get on. On there. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's on a lot tighter than the original one was. We got a little bit of just a little bit of a spin around. That's definitely on right. It's time to put them together. There we go. Look at that. I think that's in right. Yes. All right. Let's mush that grease in. Let's rotate the burr field around a bit so it'll work some of that grease into all the little nooks and crannies. Oh, come on. As you can see, that seems to be working its way in nicely. Make sure that we're getting grease on all the surfaces. The last thing I want to do is put this together then have it fail again. It's like that bearing there, that ball didn't have much on it. Just got to try and make sure that the grease is all nicely in the burr field, not just on the top. And I think that's pretty much going to do it. Alright, let's get some liquid gasket sealer on here. Gasket cement. I'm going to reach all this. I know I'm going to get this bloody diff in because I can barely move under here. I can't lift it up any higher. Oh, I can't get my arm in there. Here we go. Go around, get my arm in the way of the camera. Too bad. Alright. I think I might do the outside of the gasket outside of here. Oh, get on there. Get on. Don't tear. Don't tear. Okay. So that gasket's as it should be. Now I'm going to get in here and do that diff. I'm going to have to get in from the other side, I think. I'm too fat. Oh, fucking light's in the way. Holy fuck, it's in. Sort of get a fucking bolt on it so it don't fall on my head. A nut on it, I won't. Whoop. Didn't have that on very well. Oh, I didn't think I was going to be able to lift that. Alright, so I've just come into the office to do this. It's a bit cooler. Still pretty warm here in Townsville. So I'm going to pack these are the swivel bearings. Toyo brand, made in Japan. They're done. Alright, so what do I need first up? I need that seal kit for the hub. I need that axle seal. I'll whack that in the freezer and shrink it down a little bit. Alright, so I'm just going to give this a final clean out, final wipe, make sure there's no crap in there. pretty damn good. It's about as clean as I'm going to get it. Alright, so bearings just come straight out of the freezer. I don't want to handle it too much. I'll sit it in. Look at that, it's nicely shrunk. I'm going to use a slightly oversized bearing pusher inner. I get it to go in straight. Right, so that's seated flat, but I'm actually going to get a slightly smaller bearing inserter, and I want to push that back in a bit, and I'll tell you about that in a second when I come back. All right, so I've gone to a slightly smaller tool. I want to push this in another couple of mil, simply because the axle that's going to seat there has a little bit of wear on it, so I just want to push this seal back in just a little bit further past where that seal will that wear mark. Just want to go a touch more. Okay, that's, you know, I'll just nick the edge of it. That's all right. So that's in just a little bit further. Maybe I'll go just a touch more, just a touch more. That should do the job. I think that's been pretty well right. Yep, that looks good to me. So that should seat onto the section of the axle that isn't worn. All right, so next goes on the rubber seal with the groove facing towards the inside of the vehicle, flat to the outside of the vehicle. The steel washer, which splits like so to fit on. It's a bit of a tussle, but it will go on. There we go. And then we just give it a bit of a bend back into shape with the groove to the top. All right, so that can all sit there and wait now. I'll do the bottom one while I'm at it. Alright, so we've got our housing here. I'll just slip that up on top, and that's not going to go that way. Okay, take that bearing back out. I'll slip it into the knuckle. So you can see it. There we go. So okay, that's a bit freaking tight. Oh, now I'm stuck. Probably not the right way to do this. There we go. That's all. We'll take our outside housing, tilt that up, slot the bearing in. We'll take our bottom bearing, which is here, lift this out slightly, insert the bearing, and there we have it. Housing's in place. Right, next I want to put the steering arm in, and yep, that's right. So just insert that up into the bearing, like so. Now I need a cone washer, a flat washer, and a nut. Let's see if I've got enough hands to do this. Cone washer, flat washer, nut, and it's upside down. And that. Cone washer, flat washer, and a nut. the diagonal side. Oh, it's upside down again. No, it's upside down this time. Doop. And we'll do the rest of them exactly the same. And then these got to be tightened up and torqued. And I'll find out what the torque setting is for them shortly. I don't know if it really matters which way you put the nuts on, but I'm putting them back on in the same direction that they came off. 7mm socket. Just gently tighten these up. Oop, it's undoing it. And doing it a crisscross pattern just to make sure it goes up nice and evenly. Nicely set up against the housing. Tighten up against the housing. Torque them up to 96 Newton meters or 71 foot-pounds. So, my torque wrench, which I've already got pre-set up. Yeah, just got to be careful not to crush these washers and spacers and stuff that are sitting in there behind with the stopper while we're doing this. When you're using the torque wrench, you don't want to jerk it and get a false reading. If you do that, click. I'll just go across the check them all, make sure they're all just so. Click, 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 and click. Yep. Steering arms on. Alright, I'm just going to check the preload on the swivel hub. It should be between 6.4 and 12 pounds. That's within spec. You beauty. Alright, so it's time to do the seals at the back. So this metal washer sits in there like so. It's supposed to sit in there like so. That one sits over the top of it. And then our felt sits in there. That's got a, apparently the felt's got to line up with, where's my, so. I see what's going on here. The holes haven't been stamped out of the felt properly. There we go. So it's a kit problem. There we go. That's the other hole. That's why I couldn't work it out. That looks like it should be right. I'll just try slipping that through, which might hold my felt in place. This is going to be a shit. There's that all sitting where it should. I think I've got it. I think I've got that bit. Just hold them in place. Hopefully I've got it right. It's supposed to sit something like that. There we go, there's a hole in the felt there. Alright, I'm just going to snake over to the other side. Do I have to? Oh, I can do it from here. Been able to tell whether that rubber seal's actually in right. I suppose we'll know after I've put it together, after we put oil and grease and everything inside it and run it and see if it leaks. Alright, well I think I've got it. I think I cocked up. That's supposed to be on the outside. It's on the outside of that one. Yes, it is. Alright, so let's take these out and reset that one. I'll do this one up. Hit this one in the hole. Come on. Play the game. There we go. Another one's got to get underneath. There we go, that's better. Rubber, I can see the rubber, it looks right. I hope it's right. Really do. Do it up, not undo it, dickhead. Yes, doing it up helps. I'm not taking it apart now. That's more like it. Now these only get tightened up to 4 foot-pounds, so I'll just do a guesstimation on that one because I don't have a torque wrench that goes down that low. These other two, I can't see from this side, I can feel them. It feels good. It feels good. Da, 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 da. I knew that it should now. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah. Da, 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 da. Just gotta be careful I don't break these off by toing them up too tight. Alright, I think that's in. Alright, this is the bit I've been looking forward to. Where's my flats? There we go. Oh, it's in. I think that's right. Yay. All right, now we're making some progress. Time to get excited. So that little V goes at the bottom. Gasket goes on there. Actually, I'm going to drop a little bit of grease in there, just in case. I'll get some onto that shaft there as well. There's a bit in there. Let's put that on now. So, cut out, goes to the bottom. Oh, look at that. Well, this kit didn't come with a gasket to go there, so I'm just going to use some of this liquid gasket, and I'm spilling it everywhere. I'll have to clean that off. Just clean off those spills. I don't know whether it'll make any difference, but I'm going to clean it off anyway. Pretty sure the dust cover goes something like that. Oops, I don't want to push that too far in. No, maybe I've got it on around the wrong way. There we go, that's better. Next comes the gasket. Oops, nearly lost it. Okay, so now we've got the dust seal. Small hole goes to the top. Just sort of slips on something like that. And then reinstall the original bolts and spring washers. Come on. There we go. That's better. Why isn't that one going in? Because I didn't have it in the hole. I'll take these drill bits out. Not necessary anymore. That's weird. I've got an extra spring washer. Why? Because I've got an odd size one there. Why have I got an odd size spring washer there? I must have a spring washer from some other part, got mixed in with that bag of bolts. Now I'll talk them up. Go and check with Manuel and see what the spec is. Okay, Manuel says 34 foot-pounds, so 34 foot-pounds it is. Alright, so if you've made it to the end, good on you. I'm lucky I've made it to the end. This is as far as I'm going to go with it just at the moment, because I've got a few other things I've got to do before I want to put the wheels and stuff back on, and I've got to do the brakes, and there's a few things to do. I want to still be able to get in from the side to get the the power steering pump out, and yeah, there's still a lot of work to go on this thing. Well, thanks for watching. If you've managed to get it to this far, you've got to the end, good on you. And maybe you can think about smacking the subscribe button if you want to see some more of this stuff. Maybe you could give us a like, and possibly even drop us a comment. Let me know what you think. All right, cheers, see you later, bye.